Hey, hello, welcome back. My name is Kelvin and this is Backyard Bees. Well, it's been awful chilly. We're in a little bit of a cold spell. Last night it was 27 and right now as I speak it's about 57 degrees. The wind is rather cool, to say the least. So we can't get into the bees today, but I've been brainstorming and that's dangerous for me and anybody else around me. And I'm thinking, I get honeycomb and honey from Foundation. How about, and just hear me out, it's crazy, try to make some chunk honey. I see it every now and again in the stores, and why not? So, and from my research, it requires shallows. That's only from what I've seen on some videos, which is fantastic. But I don't have any shallows. All I've got is mediums. And last year they did draw comb from here to here on some of my supers. So this year, what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint on some beeswax, which I've got here, which I just rendered up, it's cooling down, along the sides to encourage them to draw honeycomb. And then there'll be fresh comb, and maybe, just maybe, we make some chunk honeycomb and honey. And rather than stick the whole super on individually, we're going to probably stagger this in between a honey super with not honey super, a frame of foundation and comb. Yeah, and one of these. That way there's not a big gap. But we'll see. Now, here I got nylon fishing line. It seems to give it support, especially when I'm using the bigger frames. But someone find out and tell me if this is the best thing to do, or whether just to leave it open. But I do know if I do get comb honey, I'll be having to cut this string and just pull it all the way through. That's the plan anyway. So here we go. Get the old paintbrush. I got the grill going because I was heating up a pan. This is my old paintbrush I use for doing such things with bees. I'm just gonna just do it this way. Well, how is everybody today? And where is everybody from? I hope you're having a fantastic day and everybody's being kind to each other. Always check on your neighbors and always smile at somebody. You don't know what kind of day they're having. It's a smile that's contagious. Yeah, it's number one done. I'm going to do 20 and then you can watch me put them in the box later on. But I think some of these have already been baptized by the honeybees because last year it was partly drawn out. So if I fill it all out this year with the beeswax, encourage them to join the comb up. Again, I know the fishing line helps to give stability on the four sides frames, and I think it helps a little bit on my honey supers. But I guess I'm just doing things my way. I hope it's right. I do, from my experience, some of these, the bees will just build comb wherever. So sometimes instead of building it straight down, they'll build it cockeyed, but I think it could be where the hive sits on the box. As we know, bees will do what bees are going to do. We just try to manipulate the situation. But yes, that is today's little thing. We're going to have a bash at making some comb honey, or aka chunk honey. See, this is last year's. If you can see where they just unevenly put it in there. I'm going to try and encourage them to get all the way. I should put some starter foundation strips in here. I do have some, but today I've been rather busy. I just never thought about it. But note to self, next time, I'm going to just put this on. I think think another cold night tonight. Oh, I'll be glad when the weather gets back here. Mind you, then we'll be wishing for cooler weather, right? But it seems as we get older, that cold weather ain't no more fun. And this beeswax is from my cappings from last year's harvest. It's 3 or 4. Here's one with a starter strip, and there's already started to build comb on it, so I'm going to run a bead of wax on it. So, what how has your week been? Eh? Did you do anything fun? I hope you made it to the weekend safe and sound and kept your sanity. What's everybody's plan for spring break? Going somewhere good? Anybody out there getting bees? Anybody had any luck with the swarm traps? This might be the wrong way to apply beeswax to frames. This is the first time I've done it like this. Usually I just smother the foundation in it. Extra layer. And then, yeah, that's it. Yeah, these have been in the beehive, but apparently they didn't do much with it last year. I know it takes a lot of a lot of resources to build any kind of comb, and only the nurse bees can have the glands, I think, from my understanding. So, making a mess. Yeah, I'm going to sweep that stuff up down there, otherwise I'll have a wax moth, I guess. It seems like, even though we've had a pretty gnarly cold weather in Kentucky, God, crikey, the moths seem to be abundantly everywhere still. Such seem to be able to survive anything. I think I got a weather forecast for Tuesday, so we'll probably be in the boxes on Tuesday making more videos. There's only so much I think I can bore you guys with. I'm putting more beeswax on the ground than I am in the frame. I should shout out to I think Texas and Missouri. Some people tell me where they were from. It's kind of awesome that. And you're an awesome bunch of people for being on my channel. Yeah, I think we're just making a mess now. Needs to go on wet. Yes. It's been a while since I've done this kind of stuff. That's how quick it dries. Especially outside today when it's 50-something degrees. But that is my goal. See if we can make some chunk honey. I think that'd be cool looking inside a honey jar with some honey and a big chunk of comb. So this is what I normally use. is I just filtered it. I let it dry off in the Tupperware because that was, the dirty stuff was in the saucepan. And I just used the same stuff for rendering because once it's waxed, it's done cleaned by the bees for the bee equipment. There is no going back. You know, for those of you who have partners and have good kitchen equipment, make sure you ask. I don't want to be involved in a divorce case. Don't blame me. I never did it. I'm innocent of all charges. And getting down to the icky stuff in here. I didn't get that much. Oh, well, I didn't render that much wax. I think I've still got a bunch in the freezer. I got a bunch of propolis. There's a really good thick layer of wax there. 10 done, got 10 here. I bored you to death yet. There's another one. I'm going to use some of that gunky stuff at the bottom of the bowl here. Because the good wax is floated to the surface. Again, now, I'm going to find out whether I can get away with that using, you know, something in there to support. Because you can imagine that, you know, big piece of honeycomb coming all the way down here. You just cut it out with a knife, put it into the honey jar, pour your honey in, put the lid on. Ooh, makes me hungry just thinking about it. I'd imagine that, you know. The old people used to eat a lot of that stuff. So I guess we having fantasies about this now. But the wax is cooling down because I just painted my fingers, and I believe that would burn a little bit. But yeah, that's it. So what do you reckon? Any ideas? We'll have to sweep up. I've got quite a bit of wax on the floor. Throw it around like it's nothing. Anyway, that's the gist of it. So how many new beekeepers have we got watching? And how many hives do you have for those who are watching? I've got 5 production hives. Hive number 6, which is the hive number 1, which on the videos. That ain't gonna do much, I don't believe. So, we're nearly done. Nearly bored you to sleep, eh? So, with the World Cup coming up, anybody in there supports, America they call it soccer. In the UK they call it football. What's your national teams? Who are you supporting? I mean, we're getting closer. And who do you think will win it? That's the question. As old Greavesy used to say, it's a funny old game. Greavesy, oh yeah, he's a 1980s, 1990s sports show host. wrong on that too. See, this is last year's. I guess I should have made comb honey with that. That will just stay as it is. It's getting rather solid. Anyway, anybody watch football, soccer? What's your sports you like to watch? I wonder if the bees have a World Cup. Do you think honeybees have like a World Cup, or they fly off to a different location, apiary, and they play games amongst themselves? You know, the winning apiary or the winning colony gets like a, I don't know, some kind of bee trophy. I guess they would play football because they fly and they got too many legs. I figure our bees will trip over themselves. Never really thought about that. Yeah. Now, rugby is a game for, rugby is a game, fantastic game played by gentlemen and ladies when you're off the field, on the field. Oh yeah, get it on, eh? Yeah. Anyway, that is it. That is 20 done. Hope I haven't bored you to get too much. And well, we'll catch you next time. Maybe we'll catch you in the hives next time, eh? So have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic day. And catch you in the beehives next time. This is Kelvin. Have a great day. Be kind to each other.